You know.
But that's technology change.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's to be expected after World War II, which I don't know how many of you remember, but I was like around 10 or 13 years old during that period. I saw the changes that took place. And it wasn't technology, yes, but there was moral changes. When my kids were in school, I was an activist. Did I burn my underwear? No, not that kind of activist.
But
if they came home with a book that I felt was inappropriate to read, whether it was a sexual thing or whether it was a immoral thing or disrespect towards authority, I mean, that was a no-no. And I went to school and I made an issue out of it. I mean, that's the kind of activist I was. I don't know where they got a hold of my name, but somebody out in California and I was living upstate New York, someone in California got a hold of my name, started sending me pamphlets. They were father and son, both of them were ministers. I got a lot of news from them. One of the things that I received was, I won't mention her name, but she was from Long Island, a prominent woman, a doctor. She started, what's the word I'm looking for? She started to lecture. She started in the universities, and from the universities it went down to colleges, and then it went all the way down to the young children. Her main theme was, nobody from on high can tell you what to do. Because when you read that earlier out in the lobby, that's what I thought of. If it feels good, you do it. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't like Harriet. Man, I'm going to beat the out of her because it's going to make me feel good. So does that make it right?
No.
This is what I wanted. This is what I'm saying. Because they have lost the right thing to do. There's no rights and wrongs. There's just absolutes. You know, they said there's no right. There's no
shades of gray.
That's it.
They operate in the shades of gray. That was good. And there's no right or wrong.
Yes.
Well, the whole attitude is, if it feels good. If it feels good, that's what the whole attitude is.
Yeah. And I like what Sheila said when we were talking earlier, and she was saying it is always a motive when generations does certain things. You know, it's a motive behind it, and that's the truth. You know, sometimes when you get to thinking and you say, well, it wasn't no motive. Yeah, when you really start to scrutinize it, it is a motive behind. And like you were saying, Vicki, people nowadays think that, you know, because I want to do this, you know, they think it's right to do. Okay. Yeah, and it makes them feel good, you know.
Another point that was brought up, and I'll mention that again, is the changes that take place. Sometimes I feel parents, I don't want to miss out on this, so let's do that or let's go there. It may not be a bad thing. Well, when you go out, I want to go clubbing. Let's go. Yeah, but what about the kids? Oh, they're old enough. They can stay home. They're good kids. So what has happened is we've left kids alone too long. When you leave kids, and what they call that? What did they call that? What did they call that? Latchkey. Latchkey kids. That's what happened, and we've developed a latchkey
nation. But now, let me say something. Latchkey nation. Because the mother usually had to go to work to support the family. See, so the child maybe the mother couldn't help but to go to work to support their family, so the child had to be a latchkey kid.
Okay, so that opens up another door. The other door, this is now going into World War II. I'm sorry, I'm dating myself, but mamas were home generally. Not every single one, but generally, mamas were home. Well, greed came into the picture. Greed came in, so, well, salaries have to go up. And salaries go up, then the price of this goes up. Well, all of a sudden, dad's salary, and it could be grandpa's salary, depending on the situation, family situation.
It's no longer enough.
That's it, which is what's happening today too. So mama says, well, then I'll go to work. And what happens? Again, the kids are left alone.
So what I'm kind of hearing with this different generation, it goes back to maybe the spirit of greed. Can it start? I mean, is that one thing?
I would say so.
Well, I agree to an extent, because back
also in your day, you didn't have Visa, Discover, MasterCard, all of those. And so your paycheck went to pay the bills you have and you had to have. Now we don't have to wait for anything. We can get everything now. If it feels good, do it, buy it, pay for it later.
And so computers at the time, no cell phones at the time.
Absolutely. And so therefore, yes, you're going to go and buy more than you would normally buy, because after all, mom can just get an extra job and work a little bit longer. Daddy can do a little overtime. Doesn't really matter.
What is that? That jewelry you buy, stuff you buy on TV?
Home shopping.
Home shopping.
None of that.
I had an acquaintance. She ran up a bill of almost $15,000.
Oh wow!
I mean, this is ridiculous. Wow. It's ridiculous.
I mean, but the times have changed. People, the way people think, the provincial thought of the day has changed. I can remember growing up, my best friend was a girl who lived with her mother and her father and her 2 older sisters, who actually turned out to be her aunt, because the person she thought was her sister was actually her mother.
Oh, wow.
Because the time was, you shouldn't have a baby out of wedlock. You should have your children with a husband. And so if that is the case, then we're going to cover for you. We're going to say, yes, this is my baby. It's not your baby. I went away for the summer and I had a baby, but this is not your baby.
Keep the family respectable.
Absolutely. But now is, who cares?
You bring up a very good point.
Yeah,
you bring up a very good point. Years ago, you come in. Years ago, if you had a retarded child, if you had a Down syndrome child, anything like that, any type of handicapped child, they were kept